Hello everybody, welcome to another true review. Today I'm bringing you level 22, Gary's Misadventures on the Xbox One. Comes out on Tuesday the 26th of January and no pricing as of yet. Hopefully it's not going to be one of the most expensive titles on the Xbox One. Something around the $7.99 mark I would hope, but like I say, no pricing details as of yet. The game's a stealth-based game where you play as Gary. He's been out the night before because it was his birthday. He's been celebrating a bit too hard and is a little bit hungover. He's slept in and he's late for work, again as it turns out. Unfortunately, he's been late that many times. If he's caught one last time, he'll be fired from his job and he doesn't want to lose his job, obviously. So he rushes off to work, gets into the lobby, gets a phone call from his friend, and his friend helps him guide him through the building. His friend luckily used to work in the building as well, so he helps you to get introduced to all the new gameplay mechanics as and when they get introduced during the course of the game. Now Gary's got to avoid absolutely everybody. He's got to avoid colleagues, security guards, cyborgs, and other various enemies that you do encounter throughout the game. Now to start off with, it's pretty simple. You just have to dodge people, maybe collect the odd key card, but later on you start using a heavy amount of objects, whether they be donuts to distract security guards, coffee to throw over electrical equipment which will distract people as they're trying to repair it. You even can poison donuts and stuff to make security guards be sick and actually make them go to the toilet to actually remove them from an area for a period of time. Even using a bit of old Metal Gear tactics as well, hiding in a cardboard box and sneaking past them. There's a wide arrangement of objects that you do encounter throughout the game, even a lightsaber towards the end when you enter the R&D department. Now the game plays out in kind of a top-down 3D perspective. It's got really nice but simple cartoony kind of graphics. They do work. They do a nice representation of an office building. They're not overcomplicated. They're not the pixel style which a lot of people don't like. They kind of like sit a little bit in between, but they do work really, really well. The game controls pretty good on the most part. However, there is one thing that really annoys me with the game, is the objects that you pick up, which are quite important because you have to use them all the time in the later levels, are actually activated by pressing the D-pad, by pressing the left, right, up, down on the D-pad itself. Now the only actual button that's used on the pad is the A button to pick up the objects. Once they're picked up, you have to use the D-pad to actually use the objects. Now that seems a little bit unnatural, that, because obviously you're using the left stick to control your character around and the D-pad is just below your left stick. So you're having to like hold the pad in a kind of like an unwieldy way, and it's just a little bit odd that they've got all these other buttons on the pad which are not used, and we're having to reach down for the D-pad as well as controlling the left stick at the same time. It's just a very weird choice of controls. Now I did a little bit of research into this as well, and it seems like it's originally a mobile game, which could obviously explain it, because the way the items are positioned on the screen at the top right, you would simply just press them with your finger when you wanted to use them. And I don't understand the decision to use the D-pad to just activate them. It's just very cumbersome really, and does detract a little bit from the enjoyment of the game. Other than that, the only other criticism I have with the game is its length. It's a little bit too short and there's not an awful lot of replay value. But what they have done cleverly in order to increase the length of the game, there is a collectible on each level, which is the form of a statue, which your friend who you're speaking to on the phone all the time, he wants all those statues. So there's a statue, and there's also a safe as well, which will reveal a puzzle piece, like a jigsaw piece, and you have to find 4 of these in each of the worlds. Now these are very tricky to actually unlock the safes, because the code is hidden around the level. Can be on signs, notice boards. Even one level has symbols from the periodic table on there, and you have to actually assign their chemical value in order to find out the code. Some of them are really complicated, and they do take a lot of figuring out. Probably the chemical symbol code took me longer to figure out than probably the entire set of 5 levels in that world. It's that complicated at times. Achievement wise, it's a relatively straightforward list. It's finding the hidden statue on each level, and they're not that hidden, to be honest with you, and for opening each safe on the levels, and that's the entire list really in a nutshell. So overall I'm going to give level 22 Gary's Misadventures a cracking 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy it for what it actually is. It's a simple game that you can pick up and play and enjoy. Only thing, I hope they get the pricing right on it. I hope they don't ask too much money for it, because it's not a very long game and there's probably very little replay value in it. But yeah, 8 out of 10 for level 22. So I hope you enjoyed that review, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you do want to follow me on my various social media pages, it does really help me build the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.